There are many things that are in the mental space when we talk about inquiry. As I'm speaking to it, there are just too many things, because it's like a spiral. It's a never ending thing, and it pretty much here, it's in the mind. So there are a lot of things that I feel like I'm gibberish right now. It's all gibberish. And does it really matter? Is it important? How important is it? How helpful it is for you? Is it for you? So these are the questions that we will be looking at and we will be focusing on. So self-inquiry means asking yourself questions. But then, who are you? Who am I? This is huge. This is a very huge, never-ending question. You have your personality, you have your character, you have your possession, you have your physical body, you have your history, your family, clan, you have all the identities that we talk about in the detachment video. So you have your emotions, you have your thoughts, you have your habits, you have your job, you have your partner, you have your kids, you have your career, you have everything in the world. And does that mean that is who you are? And is that it? Right? It's always a question. It's a never-ending thing. That's why I say it's a loop. The most important thing for me, that I feel in my heart, is that the answers is not important. The answers are never important. It's the question. The one who questioned and the one who are being questioned. Okay? Again, self-inquiry, asking yourself question, who are you? Who am I? This is the most basic but huge question to ask. But the answers are never important, because it's the mind. So when we understand there are many perspectives or many densities to look at the mind, there are higher mind, lower mind, there are even higher self, inner self, that kind of thing. So when we talk about the mind, here is the lower capital mind, which means the never-ending chatters, the vibrational interference, vibrational going on, signals that's going on in the mind. So when you ask who are you, there are a bunch of answers coming out, but take one step backward. Who you really are. Are you the one? You're the one who are observing these thoughts, these answers, and are you the one who being observed? Are you the one who is the one who observe, and the one who observe the observe, and the one who So that's why it's never ending. So why does it work? Self-inquiry works is because you stop the mind, you pause the mind, you pause the loop. It's never about the answers. It's always about being aware of this moment, this one moment, this moment, this moment, this moment, this moment, to the next, to the next, to the next, this breath. That's why it works. And even taking pause, taking breath, however short duration is, it still works. It still brings you back to the present moment. So I would say the job of self-inquiry, it's to take a pause from the mind interference, the default mode, and back to this moment, present moment, where the past, future are here. So that is the most powerful thing. self-inquiry. What else that I can share here? If let's say there are circumstances that I personally experienced where I felt it's pretty challenging, it's much more challenging, especially when we're out here or with the people or the crowd. It's the intensity level is higher compared to being in nature, right? So when you're in the city, so the level is slightly higher. So besides taking pause, besides asking questions, what can you do? Go to nature and all this stuff, right? There are a lot of things that you can do, but another way of asking yourself is, besides who am I, is when I'm doing these certain behaviors, let's say it's endlessly scrolling, who's the one benefits? So this is a pleasure thing we're trying to avoid. We might be trying to avoid certain emotions or certain things that we're aware or unaware about, right? So who does this benefit when you're scrolling? So this creates awareness, alertness about, like who does this benefit to? And according to Spina, it's called electromagnetic interference, where it has always been like that. And in terms of science, their way of naming this called default network mode. Because when we're not aware, we're just being like a ship. Everything you know how our brain is wired, right? So what I'm trying to bring this point is, there will be times when you find it's slightly challenging, but then you keep asking questions, keep taking pause, keep taking breath, asking who am I, who does this benefit, why am I doing this? And then instantly you can make a choice. It's a very instant thing. So once you're aware, now I can continue to scroll or I can do this instead. Then it will create a different kind of branches of reality. And then you're matching up yourself towards the version of yourself that you're looking forward to. If not, you will stay the same version, experiencing the same reality and wondering why things hasn't changed. It's because you're constantly making the same decision. So self-inquiry helps us to make a conscious choice, right? Isn't it? That's it. Every moment. Because now, as I'm sharing this, I'm being more conscious than when I'm not. So this is an opportunity for me to be in tune with that. And I hope this shines a light or shine anything upon the understanding or the perspectives of self-inquiry, and do more practices. One thing that was suggested is to write down, journal, and at the end of the day, journal your habits. What have you done, your emotions, your thoughts during this situation, your behavior, and then start to question, why did I do so? Who does this benefit from? And then, who am I? So I definitely recommend you to read the book of Spina. He has many books. One of it is called Change Your Mind, and it's pretty much very self-explanatory. There are a lot of things that you can do there. So thanks for being here, thanks for tuning in, and ciao.